each of the part-time officers. It's enlightening. You know, and I don't think I've ever had as thorough an understanding, and in that by itself, the discussion I think that we've had in the last couple of weeks here, or the last month, has been helpful, been beneficial. I guess I would still like to challenge the community in general to come together, to be supportive, to be understanding, and be part of the solution for our public safety and our community safety in general, rather than part of the problem. Not that I think that people are part of the problem. It's just that you've mentioned often that you don't always feel supported, and that's not the way our public safety providers should be feeling. So the discussion, while uncomfortable at times, I think has been very valuable, and I appreciate it. Appreciate your efforts. Always have.
So how much time, Adam, have you been with hourly scheduling and time management of the 2 officers that you have now and the 4 part-timers?
How is that going?
Well, how much of the time management and the scheduling of the hours, how is that broken down?
Right now, currently,
Yeah.
you're talking about?
Are they working full-time, 8 hours a day, or so? What is the breakdown of their hours that they have worked?
To break down their hours, it's very difficult to just say that they're working this 8-hour shift, because all of those other factors come into it. They might have had a incident where they had to issue somebody a ticket 2 years ago, and that situation might have just went to court after 2 years later. So they might have had 10 hours one day or 12 hours one day because they got called out for 2 different alarms. So it's not always just an 8-hour shift. It's you know, and it's not always that way. It's not always larger. It can be less too, depending if they start their shift late or you know, get off early. But there has been times, I believe this weekend, where we had somebody on call, and it was a bad snowstorm. There was a motor vehicle accident, and they called for the police. And the police officer was called at his house in Preston, and he got dressed, and he drove to Rushford in a snowstorm. And dealt with the situation there. But the whole time there's people, you know, if we have an accident and somebody's injured, we have life-saving tools in the vehicle. We're all trained with the AED. You know, there's been situations where a garage has been broken into, and you know, the homeowner finds the bad guys in his garage. They chase down the bad guy, tackle him, and hold him to the ground. And they call for help. And if the help's not there, how would you feel? I would be very upset. I would not be happy if that happened to me, and that has happened in the past. And that officer got called out from bad in Lanesboro and had to drive to Rushford to take that call. And I feel we let that family down in that situation. That shouldn't happen.
Did you keep them under wraps, so to speak, for all that time?
Oh yeah. I actually tried to get the gentleman to come work for us at the police department.
No.
Sort of got his holds down.
So,
And like you said here, Robert, during the changeover, that has added up to 28 hours overtime.
are you working the same pretty much hours like Sam did?
Yes.
So he was working, what, 9.5 hours a day?
Yep.
4 days a week, or?
Usually it's 5 on, then the weekend off, and then 4 on, the weekend off. So every other Friday off. the weekends. And then the holidays are off also.
I will say that I've learned some stuff going through this. I've had some people come up and just flat out ask me what we're doing. I have had some people also say that they're glad that we're not rubber stamping things. They appreciate the effort. But I have not had one person tell me that we shouldn't have a third full-time officer. And I will say, Adam, from the people that I have talked to, and you should pat yourself on the back because you do have the support of the community from everybody that I've talked to. And they appreciate what we're doing and trying to save money. Like I said, I haven't had a person tell me that they don't want the third officer yet. So that's where I'm coming from. And that's a testament to both the chief and to this council, because people do want us to look at things. Sometimes maybe we overanalyze it, but they do want us to look at it. So.
That was time up there.
I was hoping they'd page me out.
It wasn't breaking at the bank or something. You couldn't get that lucky.
How many hours a day do you cover?
It could be 16 to 20.
16 to 20.
Yep. It fluctuates because of the court, the overtime, vacation, sick time, all those things that affect the hour of the job.
And are you concerned not having an extra third full-time officer that a part-time officer can't cover?
I am concerned. The reason I like to have the 3 officers is to cover with 2. There's too many hours in a day. With these people all have vacation, they have sick time, they have all these other things. The third person adds the stability to that, where we're not having to pay that other person overtime. Allows the other officers to have a life away from their job also. To know that I'm sick tonight, well, there's no one to work for me. With part-time officers, I'm just taking a guess here, but maybe some of you have had a citizen come in and complain about an officer. I'm going to take a guess and say that was probably a part-time police officer. What do we get when we get part-time police officers? We get people fresh out of college. They have college debt. They're still probably living with their parents. And they're looking to get their license activated. They're coming from, Winona, Boston, Preston, Lanesboro, all these surrounding areas, and they want to get licensed. And as with anything, when you first start your job, you are very excited. You feel that you're going to make a very big difference, and you're going to, save the world. You're going to change the world. And that young aggressiveness sometimes comes off as, harassment, if you will, or whatever you want to call it, where these people would come to us with concern. What you get with your third officer is you get somebody like, we had Steve Garrett here, we had Chris. You have aggressive people that are enforcing our laws, and they're making lots of contacts with people, but they're not necessarily writing the people tickets. They live with these people. Their children are going to go to school with them, with their kids. We see them in church. We see them in the grocery store, and they're going to take more ownership in this community than some part-time person who is just wanting